because I receive many of them now in my, I was going to say description boxes. That would be interesting. But may I share with you the disaster that my sweatpants are right now? Only me, my friends. Only me. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. You are awesome for hanging out with me tonight, and welcome to a video that I haven't done in a long time. It requires wine because you know why? Life is really rotten and unfair sometimes, but there's always wine. We'll leave it at that for the moment. This is probably going to be a fairly long video because I have all of this to go through. Will I buy these items again? Were they worth my money? And I spent all of my money on these, whether they came in subscription boxes or I purchased them myself, it's still my money. So they have become trash at the moment, and I'm going to let you know whether they are actually trash and whether you should save your money or not. I have these in a shoebox at the moment because the garbage can that I have, that is quite a large garbage can, is filled with way more stuff. So henceforth this video will be divided into multiple segments. Yeah, no further explanation needed for that one. But let's go through this. This is going to be the makeup edition. Makeup, you know, sprays, stuff like that, because I figured that might be the most interesting. Can I first just talk about what's on my eyes? I bought 3 of these palettes, and oh boy, have they surprised the bejeebies out of me. This one happens to be, I mean, well, first of all, look at the gorgeousness of the packaging. I haven't stared at that all day. But then I won't get my video done. This is from the Beauty Crop. I've received things from the Beauty Crop that I have really not liked. There was a face palette that was just dollar store makeup to me, but this palette came in a set of 4. I didn't get the whole set because it was sold out, but I did get 3 of the palettes. These were $15 each at Macy's, and it's basically like a drink set. There's like a margarita, strawberry daiquiri. This is the mojito. Now, I'm loving the look that came out, and this is the first time I've used this one, but I have used the other one twice thus far. This is really, really a pretty palette. Now I will say one thing, the photos online made it look a little bit more intense in the color story, which is what attracted me to it, but I'm still extremely happy with what I got today. I haven't used all of the colors, and I have not used the glitter. These last fairly well. I mean, I got about a good 6 or 7 hours. I mean, by like 12, 14 hours, it was definitely faded, but at least it was still there. But these surprised the absolute bejeebies out of me, and I'm really glad that I have them. All right, let's go through this massive box that I have in front of me. I have 3 of these. This is the Pixi Glow Tonic. Is it the Glow Tonic? No, it's Glow Mist. Now this one has a little bit left in it because I had forgotten about it and the product did go bad, so I wasted only about that much of it. Products do go bad eventually, but you see I have 3 here. This is the one that I use at night. Is it? I don't know, but I use it, and I use it often, and I like it. It's probably, I think, about $15 or $16. I will have to double check on it, but as you can see, I've gone through many of them. I still have one full one that I'm working through now, and it's something that I like and that I will buy again. There are a lot of Pixi products that I like and some that I don't. Speaking of mists, I finally finished up all of my primer waters. I had several of them from Smashbox that I had gotten. One in a BoxyCharm box a very long time ago, and I think this one might have been it. I don't know exactly. And then I'd gotten a couple of them in TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something to that effect. I like them, but to me it's basically no better than using any other of my hydrating mists, not necessarily a setting mist, just any kind of mist. I like to put it on before I put on my hyaluronic acids. This to me was never a primer. It's just another added moisture step that I used, but I liked the scent. I like the scented ones. I do. And this one happened to be called Centering Citrus. It really didn't have that much citric acid in it, so I wasn't concerned about it. And guess who's here? Guess who's here? Oh, don't punch me in the face, for goodness sakes, little girl. She's getting feisty. Are you getting feisty? This is Winter. I know you've met her several times before. She's usually glued to my side the way Baxter is, so she has to come see what I'm doing. That's why she's going to be on camera a lot. I do love her, and she's starting to get along with the children a little bit more. It's still taking some time, but I'm going to be patient because I adore her fuzziness. Let's go through some actual makeup products, and then I will go back into the mists and the toners and etc. Alrighty, how many of these do I have? I think I had more, but I think I actually threw them out. I personally really enjoy Eyelash Primer. I've always heard pretty good things about it and how it really makes a difference, but I started using it probably about 3 years ago. And my very first one that I used, of course, was the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer. They call it the base. Now, the only thing, I love this stuff. I've gone through endless amounts of them. I have one gripe, and do you see this crud that builds up around here? This happens, and it happens pretty quickly. I find that if before you put the wand back in, if you wipe it off around the top, it won't happen as much, but don't try to get it off once it's collected, because the tissue, as you can see, just kind of sticks to it and it makes a mess. The stuff is so good, and I love when I can get it on sale or buy one get one free. That's when I stock up. Also have 2 of the Lancome Cils eyelash primer. It is not as thick as this one. This one is pink. This one is white. It is a little bit of a thinner formula. I do like it a lot as well. I find that it can get a little bit more thick as you go through it and the product dries out slightly. The only thing is this one's probably twice the amount of this one. So when I can get these as samples or on sale, I definitely will purchase this one as well. I don't know if you guys use eyelash primer, but I know for me, it makes any mascara, even the worst ones, just work a little bit better in my opinion. Here's another, forgot about that one. I should probably have gone through this box and organized things into categories so I could talk about them, but I'm not that type of person. So I've pulled out a couple of things of the same category that I think might work together. I have currently in front of me 3 of these. I'm pretty sure there's probably more in that box, so as I pull them out, I'm just going to say, oh, found another one. You can see there's a little bit of, lots of fur, cat fur. There's a little bit of product left in each, and I just leave it there. I do my best, and yes, I could probably stick a thing in there to scrape it out, but, you know, I'm not going to go that crazy. What are they, you say? Oh, this one is not. I'll tell you what this one is in is a minute. Oi, already. Well, at least it was 5 minutes there this time, you know. These are the Too Faced Lip Injection. Different colors. They have many of them. One of them is the Extreme. One of them is just the Glossy. I love these things. I've been using them, no joke, for probably 20 years. And do they make a huge difference? No, but I love the feeling. Yes, they do burn the bejeebies out of your lips. And I'm one who, I don't know, happens to enjoy that. Call me strange. But I still have several in my collection to go through, and I just like them. I just recently tried City Lips, and I really, really like that one as well. And I also tried the Gerard Cosmetics, and I think that might be what this one is. That one really doesn't burn. It just does a nice job of smoothing out some of the lines on your lips. So I think that one may be this, and I can tell you that I like it. This one is the Lorac Gloss set that I got last Christmas. It came in a little trio kit, and this one is in, I forget what color. This one is in Pink Diamond, and it was my favorite, hence the reason I used it up. Again, there's a teeny tiny little bit in here, but it's really not worth my scraping the bottom of it. I do enjoy Lorac glosses, and this one fit the bill. It was the perfect amount of sparkle and a little bit of tint to color and shine. And I was wearing this, of course, when we were able to wear lipsticks out in public. It sounds like it's against the law now. But if I didn't have so many lip glosses and lip products, I would probably go out and repurchase this. So that's what I'm trying to do lately, is use things up. If there's not much left, I'm going to concentrate on it, and I want to finish it up and make room for, you know, more new stuff. By the way, here is yet another of the Too Faced Lip Injection. That makes 3 so far. And also, by the way, I have a Grande Lips, which I also like, although I don't like their colored ones so much. But this is the Grande Lips Lip Plumper, which you do feel, but I do like it. As I've mentioned, I have that torturous nature to myself, but nonetheless, finished one of those. Let's talk about a couple of face products. This is a really good foundation on my skin. It looks beautiful. It lasts extremely well. The problem is it does have denatured alcohol in it. I've been finishing up my foundations that do have it in it because, again, I don't want to be wasteful and throw something out. Is a bottle going to hurt me tremendously? No, of course not. The LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundations. I have one more that I'm trying to finish. This looks so beautiful on the skin, and it saddens me that it has the alcohol in it because I've been having a very hard time finding foundations that do sit nicely on my skin. I have to do a foundation declutter because my skin has changed yet again, and the foundations that I really liked, like the NARS foundation, one quick example, it's just been looking very cakey and not nice on my skin no matter how I try to use it. Anyway, if you choose to use the denatured alcohol in your products, again, I'm no chemist or esthetician or doctor. I just choose not to because I know the effects of it. But if you're looking for something that's a really good, inexpensive foundation, this one is it, minus the alcohol. So this is the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer. It took me forever to go through this. And again, there is quite a bit, not a bit, you can't pump anything out. You can scrape some out. And I did do that. I scraped some out and put it into a little jar. But it took me forever. I really liked it, but there's so many of these types of primers that I don't know if I would rush out to get it again, even though I have tons of primers to go through. But it is nice. It gives you like a little bit of glow, nothing horrendous. You will glow if you put it all over your face, but then once you put your foundation on, that dissipates and it just kind of gives you that nice healthy glow. So I won't say it's that cheap. It's probably about $15, but there are sales on Physicians Formula Awesome. So if you were looking to try something glowy, it is nice. I recommend it. I got this foundation quite a while ago and I finally set my mind to finishing it. It is the Even Better Glow foundation from Clinique. I liked this a lot. It seems like a small container, but again, it's one that seemed to have lasted me a long time. I have to go out and buy a new foundation. Well, not a new one, because that's a problem. I always want to try the new things that are coming out and not necessarily going out and buying my favorites. I might go out and get this again when I go through the rest of my foundations and see what I want to get rid of. I would probably buy this again, and I've always enjoyed Clinique products. Again, it's just been a company that I've been using for years. This is the Makeup Revolution Concealer. It is the Conceal and Define. I finished it up. I think I liked it, but I think it might have been drying on my skin. I'm not sure. I'm going through that phase again with my skin changing, that almost all concealers are just caking up on me and I can't seem to get enough moisture up there. Will I maybe try it again because it's such a reasonable price that I think around $9? I may, but I have so many to go through. If you guys have used this, let me know what your thoughts were on it, just to refresh my memory because it's been a while. This is the L'Oreal Glow Amore. It is meant to be either a highlighter or, of course, these are the types of products, any of the liquids that I usually put all over my face under foundation. This was very, very pretty, but I'm going to tell you the problem that I had with it. It's very, very moussey, so I really enjoy the texture. And you see there's just a little bit left, and I'll explain that. So it's absolutely beautiful. The problem is it shouldn't be in a dropper bottle because you don't get anything out of it. This should have been in a pump squeezy tube or something to that effect. I did scrape a little bit out of this one, but that is such a hassle sometimes. And when you have a product that doesn't work with the dispenser that it comes with, it becomes a frustrating experience that you don't want to work with anymore. So for the price, I had bought two because they were buy one get one 50% off. I really like the product. You can see if you're using it as just a regular highlighter, it's absolutely gorgeous and glowing and beautiful. But they need to redesign how it dispenses because the little dropper doesn't work for something so thick and moussey. Okay, let's just talk quickly about two toners. I have raved about this toner for I think the past 2 years, but again, I haven't gone out and purchased it because I receive many of them now in my, I was going to say description boxes. That would be interesting. But it is the Moon Juice Beauty Shroom Toner. Love this stuff. It is pricey. I usually pick it up at the Sephora sale, the VIB sales, whatever. But I absolutely love the ingredients and what this does. But I just trust the ingredients and I love it. I just wish it wasn't so gosh darn expensive. This is the Peach and Lily, the Good Acids Pure Toner. I finished this up. There's a teeny tiny little bit left in there. I'm not going to fight with it to get it out. I liked it. I like the glass bottle, although some people, you know, don't want to drop and break it. I have a rug in my room, you know, the rug that I may or may not have spilled the entire bottle of acetone polish on. But that's besides the point. It was nice. I used this one at night and I don't know. Will I go out and buy it again if there's a major sale or something? But there are a few more toners that I am interested in trying, and I think I might purchase before I would go out and purchase one again, but I was happy to have it. Okay, I do have a few mascaras that I've finished up. I've thrown some out only because I was probably just too frustrated to go and deal with putting it in the giant garbage can that I had. But this is the Dior, which one are you? Dior Show. I loved this one, especially for my bottom lashes. For some reason, it was just a habit of me using it for that. This was just a deluxe sample that I received. This one doesn't make my lashes like you see them now. It's a very lengthening mascara and defining mascara, but it doesn't give volume to my lashes. So when I'm doing a simple eye look and I don't want the drama that I have now with this mascara, then I would definitely reach for this. But the price, again, to me, you can get some other mascaras that do the same thing for a lot less money. This was the Wander Beauty Unleashed mascara. I don't really think this one overly thrilled me. I do remember that whenever I would use it, I would get little speckles as I was trying to apply it. That's because it was very wet. And I finished it up. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it, and I don't think I would go out and buy it again. I was happy to have it and to be able to use it up. Let me know what you guys think about this one, because I think people are saying they were on the fence. You know, 50% loved it, 50% did not. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. Here's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I have so many of these. I'm telling you, I could build a Christmas tree out of them. I definitely like it. This is what would happen though. It would get a little bit stuck. It has just a nice little like hourglass wand to it. Let me do that so you can see. I won't be going out and buying more mascara, but I definitely like it. It did nice things for my lashes. It's not going to say, I'm not going to say that it's my favorite. I do have 2 or 3 of my absolute favorite mascaras that I absolutely would go out and purchase, but they are not in this collection. So there. This was an Ulta mascara that I had. It had a standard wand to it. I don't think it was anything remarkable, but I had it and wanted to use it up. I think it was a reasonable price for it. Again, wasn't like, oh my goodness, it's absolutely horrible, but I don't think it made any lasting impression on me whatsoever. This is the Plush Drama Volumizing. I don't remember being overly impressed with that, but again, it was a mascara. I used it, and now is a garbage. Since we were discussing eyes at the moment, I found yet another primer. You can see primer, mascara, primer thingies. Yeah, that's it. Is something that I go through so much. This was the Voluminous primer from Loreal. It was the white one. I was comparing this one to the pink one that I just showed you. I liked this one. It did the job. It didn't do the job as good as the Lash Paradise did, so I probably wouldn't purchase this one again, but it still did the trick. This was the Colossal Big Shot. This one was black instead of white or pink. I don't know what it is, but for primers, I like to see the color on my eyes. I don't know why. It seems to have some added effect for me. This one I don't think did a tremendous amount, but again, if you just want a little bit of boost to your lashes and not have this crazy effect that I like, this may be something that you'd want to look into. I personally won't be buying it again, but that is just c'est moi. We get tons of Brow Gal products in all of our boxes. That's the only time I've ever known about the product, or the brand I should say, is because of my boxes. But this was the Brow Tinted Thingy Primer. I really liked this. I liked the wand, the size of it, it was a little big, but it was still small enough that it went over my brows and didn't make a huge mess. I was sad when I finished this one up, but they are so overpriced that unless I find it at TJ Maxx or something, I won't be going out and buying it again. But it is a really good brow product. I happened to like it. I have a few primers that I want to talk about. There is more in there, but I just grabbed these up, so let's discuss them. The first one, I know it's filthy, I'm sorry, is a little baby sample of the Stellar Brilliant Primer. It is one of those more moisturizing primers. I don't really think it had too much luminosity. It's all dried out now, but it was a pinkish color. It didn't make your face overly pink, but I definitely enjoyed it. The problem is it's very expensive, but I was super happy to be able to squeeze every little last drop out of this. Again, for me, the makeup primers are not about how long my makeup lasts, because that is never an issue for me, but it is about how my makeup goes on top of it and whether or not, yes, winter, whether or not it smooths out my pores and things like that. This was just a nice, moderately smoothing primer that I enjoyed for sure. This one I always enjoy. I don't necessarily use this one all over my face. It is the Standard Classic Benefit Porefessional Primer. This one's slightly tinted. I use this one mostly in areas that I might have exaggerated pores. I will use it on my forehead around here. I will usually top, well, this will be topped over a more moisturizing primer for me. But again, I get them samples all the time, so it's not something that I have to go out and search to repurchase because I'll have so many of them. But I like it. This is one that I really do enjoy as well. This one is from Too Faced, and it is their Hangover RX. It is a miracle. No, it is not a miracle. I'm asking, is it a miracle? Primer, no, but it is moisturizing, and I do like the way my makeup goes on top of it. Again, this is something that we receive tons of samples of all the time. So I love the spray, the Hangover RX spray. That is lovely as well. Does it make you look like you don't have a hangover? No. Maybe I'll just try it after I finish this, but I like it. You can usually find it at TJ Maxx, so if you enjoy the things that I like in primers, pick it up if you can. This is the Smashbox Primerizer. I'm currently trying desperately to finish up a full one that I have that is a year old, and I don't want it to go bad because I think it's about $40. This was just a little baby sample that I had received, probably in a kit or something. It's very much like a moisturizer. My makeup goes on top of it quite well. I'm happy to have it. I enjoy using it. I'm enjoying using the one that I'm doing now, but I don't know if I'd run out and get it again. This expensive little puppy that I have here, the YSL, let me tell you exactly which one it is. This is the Blur Primer. It is a very silicone based. This one, because it's a mini, has a little spatula, and it has those little gold flecks in it that disappear once you rub it into your face. This primer is stupidly expensive. It has a lot of silicones in it, as I mentioned, because it gives a nice slip. It does, I don't want to say mattify, but it does definitely blur my face when I use it. It's enjoyable. I enjoy the way my makeup goes on top of it, but I'm not about to run out and purchase a primer of this price when I know that I can probably find a much less expensive one for the same thing. Did I feel bougie and all special having it and using it? Yeah, of course I did, but I like to save my dollars on things. It's definitely a nice primer. I can tell you that one that is extremely similar to this is the Joah brand. It is a clear silicone primer. Not silicone like the Smashbox, you know, the traditional primer that's all silicone, but it has the gold flecks in it, and I can tell you that is extremely similar to this. So if you're interested in trying that type of product, go out and get the Joah one in your drugstore. The last primer I have here is the Stila One Step. This was a tri-phase. When you looked at it, it had 3 color swirls. It had a pink, a clear, and a green, and it was meant to do some color correcting. I think it did a really nice job. It had more of a creamy substance to it with a little bit of silicone slip. I'm trying to get something out of here. I cannot because it's all done. It was one of the first primers that I tried quite a few years ago because, again, primers were not a thing when I was in my 20s and 30s, and I really didn't start using them probably until my 40s. I definitely like it, especially if you want just a little bit of color correcting, not if you have anything major, but because they all swirled together, it just kind of gave you just a nice rosy appearance. Whenever Stila has a sale, I used to purchase them, so this is not the first one that I've gone through, but I definitely think it's a nice primer when you can get it at a decent price. One last primer before I get onto some other things. This is the Milk Makeup Blur Primer. I really enjoy so many Milk makeup products. Problem is, halfway through, the thing broke to twist it up, and I was having to like dig it out with my nails or a spatula or something, and honestly I just gave up on it because it was too frustrating and I have too many other primers. This little puppy is not cheap. It's either $15 or $20, which is frustrating that at least more than half of it was wasted in here because the thingy broke on it. It's a very nice primer. It is thick and it will definitely blur your pores. I like the convenience of it being in a stick as well. I don't know if I'll run out and buy it again, but maybe if I saw it in TJ Maxx, I most definitely would. Yes, Tuxedo. But let me know what you guys think about this or if you've used it. Here we have a Maybelline Super Stay Liner. The only reason it is going in the garbage is because, I mean, look how tiny it is. I think it was time to let it go. I could have used it all the way down to the nubby, but I did not. I really did enjoy this. It is all dried out now, but it stayed nicely in my waterline and it sharpened easily the plasticky, because that's what this is, kind of like that plasticky coating around it. Didn't make it too difficult to sharpen. So it was really black. I enjoyed it. Again, I have so many liners, hence the reason I'm not going out and purchasing them, but for a drugstore one, I really liked it. This I adore. I've gone through several of them already and I want more of them. Have to wait for a sale. This is the Marc Jacobs. Now, he does have several of them. Yeah, I can't tell. I think this is the highliner, but it's the one that looks like this and doesn't have like the... I have a purple one, which those are the fine liners. These are the high liners, the gel ones. It does screw up, which not screw up, but roll up. Oh, it didn't screw up. It's harmless in that. It rolled up. It was really nice, really creamy. I loved the way it went on my upper waterline, on my lower waterline. But again, they're such a pricey liner that I'm hoping to find them in TJ Maxx or in the gift sets or freebies or whatever, but I really like it. This one is also amazing. There are so many products from joah that I enjoy and I finished them up and would totally repurchase if I was a normal makeup person. I'm not a normal makeup person. But this is the Make Her Gel Us GEL. This is a fabulous, fabulous liner. It is another roll-up. As you can see, it's empty. I used it all the way up. It's a beautiful liner. Goes on beautifully, stays on beautifully. Reasonably priced at the drugstore. When I need more, I will go for this one, I think, over quite a few others. Maybe the LA Girl, but it depends. This is another one I absolutely love. And you notice a lot of these are drugstore prices, which I'm so glad about, that I can recommend some really good drugstore items to you. But this is the Neutrogena Gel Liner. Another one that goes on smoothly, stays on fairly well. Not a liquid. You don't have to sharpen it if that's something that's not convenient to you. Definitely one of my favorites. Again, you also know I talk about the Clinique liners as well that I love. But drugstore priced. Great product. This was very, very different. It's from Ulta Beauty and it is their felt tip liner. If you'll notice, it has a flat felt tip that is really not bendable. This was really interesting to use because you could turn it this way to get a very, very fine line if you wanted to do a wing, or you could turn it this way and kind of get a fatter line. Problem is it dried out very, very quickly, but it was interesting and fun to use. I didn't use it too much for wings because, you know, for my age, at this point I'm struggling with the liner or having the time to do it. It's a very interesting product, but I wish it had lasted longer. Maybe if I was able to keep them standing up like this, it wouldn't have dried out so quickly, but it was definitely fun. It was called the Paddle Felt Tip Liner. because they're so inexpensive, really, I may go out and purchase it again just to have fun and play with it. Aha! Here is one of my Clinique liners, but this one is the liquid liner. This one has a rubber tip applicator, and it's very malleable. It's very, very flexible. So I found this one conformed to the eye beautifully, but you still could get some nice little sharp, tiny lines when you wanted to. It lasted well. I just used it so much that I used it until it dried out. Here's one that I finished, and I'm finally throwing it out. I usually keep these because I like the extra spoolies, but honestly, I mean, I have to let things go sometimes in my collection, you know? I can just wash my spoolies more often. But this is the It Brow Power. I've gone through probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 of them. I really do enjoy it. They say it's universal. It works for me. I don't know how they can call it universal because that would mean it should work for everyone. And it doesn't. But for me personally, the color works well. It is a nice neutral to cooler toned, which looks much better in my brows. You can see I have a I have a neutral complexion, yet my brows are that very cool toned, almost blackish color. So anything too brown or warm toned makes me look really, really strange. So that's why I enjoyed this so much. Gone through a bunch of them. This one, not so much. I enjoyed it in the beginning. My problem with it is that it kept rolling down. This is the Scone Brow Wand. Now I have to show you, it's not that old. I got it maybe in a box maybe 9 months ago. Okay, it should have lasted longer than that. But it is completely dried out and weird textured. And the problem is it was a good color, but it kept rolling down every time I would try to use it. And because of the nature of the size of it, sometimes it was a little bit hard for me to get any precision, but it was great for just filling in sparse products. But honestly, I want, you know, one product kind of to do one thing. I don't have to want to mess with 4 products. I always use 2 colors on my eyebrows, which is why I love that Benefit Clicky Pen thing. I'm obsessed with it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I said obsessed with it. That is a total beauty guru terminology that I swore, I promised you I wouldn't do it. And I did. Forgive me. Anyway, we got this in a box. It's not something I would seek to go purchase again. Okay, because this is so freaking long, I'm going to go over just a few more products, and then I'm going to have to film the rest of these another time. I finished up another one of my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I am so upset because I went to go purchase another, and supposedly they have changed the formula. It no longer comes in this type of a container where you have to scoop it out. It comes in a squeezy tube. From what I'm reading, everyone who found this to be their holy grail and loved it, I'm just letting winter go by, are saying that they hate the new formula because it is not that thick one that I can like press into lines or pores, and it works so beautifully. It is now just a horrible, more liquidy primer. Why Tarte? Why change something that is people's holy grail that they love and get rid of it? So I am going to have to be on the hunt to try to find these. This was the limited edition packaging. I'm so upset because there isn't anything that compares to this. The closest I find is the Clarins, the one that I enjoy, but it's still not the same. And I'm mad at you, Tarte. I am. I finally Oh! Okay. I finished up a bronzer. I'm going to show you. But there were a few pieces left in it that had broken. Wait for it. May I share with you the disaster that my sweatpants are right now? Only me, my friends, only me. So now that we have this problem, this is the Loreal bronzer. I love the packaging. I totally wish they had refills for this. I don't understand why they would not, because it is such a waste of beautiful packaging. This was a great bronzer, and I used it so much that I finally put my mind to it to get it down to just where it had broken up, and at that point I said, just a little bit left, and I'm not going to bother. It's on my lap. But I liked it, but really, really expensive too. It is a UK-based brand, which is, I think they sell it in Nordstrom's though. I'm not really sure, but I liked it. I won't go out and get it again, but I liked it. Remember I was touting how amazing joah products are? This was the Selfie Ready Setting Powder, used to roll the way up. It had a little sifter, which was fabulous, and when I run out of powder, I absolutely would go out and buy this again. Drugstore priced, really good. If you haven't tried anything from joah, I highly recommend it, especially if you see them on sale. Love the brand. Okay, I have the Becca Under Eye Primer, which I've gone through probably about 4 of them, and I'm not going to run out and stock up on them because by the time I get to them, they'll probably have gone bad. You know, Becca's closing in September. I think it was a really good ploy for them to announce it now so that people can go out, because you notice nothing's on sale. They have everything full price and people are just buying their products like crazy. Smart marketing tactic, but I really do enjoy the under eye primer. I can tell you that the e.l.f. under eye primer is very good, as well as the Smashbox. Now, the Smashbox is obviously more comparable to this price. It's not in a balm, it's in a tube, but it does work quite well. And I think the e.l.f. one, although it's not more clear like this, I really do think the e.l.f. one is a sort of comparison. So, you know, if you're interested in one, go out and try that. Finished another one of my Kapari Starry Eye Balms. I love these. A few people have said that they tried it and they weren't as thrilled with it because it has a gritty texture when you first put your finger into it, but it really emulsifies when you're putting it on. That grittiness just disappears. Because it's coconut oil, it gets the lumps of the coconut oil. It is an orangey color. I've been using this forever, although lately nothing underneath my eyes is doing the job. I am putting so much moisture in there and it is sucking everything up. Not sure what it is. Could be I'm under a lot of stress right now. Stress plays such an important factor on your skin, so that could be it. But I go through these like crazy. Whenever they're on sale, I scoop up at least 2 of them because you do go through them quickly, and they're like $30 a piece, which is crazy. This is something I will absolutely go out and buy. I have 2 big things of Laneige I'm trying to get through, but believe it or not, this is from the Tarte Sugar Rush line. It's really geared towards much younger people. We received it in one of the boxes. The cover is adorable. This one happened to be in peony, and it was just a lip balm, you know, like a lip sleeping mask. I love this stuff. It felt lovely on my lips, kind of like the Laneige, but a little bit less of that gloopiness. Very slippy, very moisturizing. They're absolutely adorable. Definitely will go out and purchase this again. Well, my friends, that is where I'm going to stop for now. I just realized I went through an awful lot of products and I've been talking for an awfully long time, and you're probably sick of my voice by now. I do want to thank you so much for going through my trash with me and letting me talk about the products. And what I'm interested most is in your opinions. Have you tried these products? Do you agree with me? Is it something that you would go out and purchase? I love getting rid of my trash. It makes me feel refreshed and renewed. Too bad I have so much more to go through. Hopefully I will do another one of these in a month and get rid of some more. But I love you guys so much. You are the most amazingly wonderful people, and I appreciate every single one of you. Of course, my friends, whatever part of the world you're in on around, I hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you're having an amazing week coming up. Hope whatever you're drinking, you are enjoying the heck out of it. Have a fabulous weekend. What else can I say? Oh yeah, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down and subscribe. Become part of the family. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye. Cheers.